Hello, everybody, and welcome to Manga Reflux. We are done with Naruto.
Yeah! Finally free!
It feels so good.
No. Some of you show some respect and pour out a moment of silence.
No moments of silence.
No moment of silence?
Moments of silence means we cut into time that could be used for other things that are much, much better.
Like Bleach.
So much better.
Like Bleach.
Sure, like Bleach. Bleach is technically better at this point. I am less sick of Bleach than I am of Naruto. So, let's just get on with it. Bleach, 616 is what we're on. Yeah. Which is, by the way, the actual number of the beast, is my understanding. It was a mistranslation, 666. Go figure.
Oh. Had no idea.
Yeah. So, we open with a happy Yuha Bach. I don't know how to...
Super smug.
Yeah, I don't know how to react to this. Sort of,
It's severe apprehension.
All your dreams are coming true, Yuha.
That's nice for him. And nothing's gonna work, and then we get Soul King eyes.
Yeah, things are going crazy. Yeah, you'll never revive the Soul King. Everything's falling apart. Blah blah blah. It's earthquakes. Oh my gosh.
I think the implication here is that his eyes are slowly closing, and so the world is falling apart.
Oh, alright, that makes no, it doesn't. But yeah. So I think that's Keigo. I think
one of the useless people. You know, those things.
Yeah, that's probably Keigo and his sister. So, yeah, they're like, oh, terrible things are happening, earthquakes, world's shaking.
It's not his sister, it's that other dude that doesn't do anything.
I'd swear I saw tits. No, it's just a shirt sleeve. It might be the other guy. Okay. So, yeah. And then the Quincy will realize, oh shit, he's destroying everywhere. And we happen to be in everywhere.
Yeah, that kind of happens when you end all of existence. Yeah, you're kind of part of existence, dude. That means you too.
Yeah. But everywhere is my favorite place.
I'm an idiot that lives everywhere.
Yeah, so now we get back to the captain.
Most important thing needs to be confirmed right here. Burnerfinger's still alive.
Wait, what?
Bottom of the page, where all the Quincy's are freaking at. That's his face.
Yes!
He's still alive.
Where?
Yes,
Where?
He's still alive. Page 5.
Page 5. I'm on page 5. What panel?
The bottom.
There's 2 panels. That's Burnerfinger.
Oh, yeah, he is alive, huh? Look at that. You were right.
Holy shit! Yes! We were right all along!
Yeah,
this
you guys
can
were. I
still
was
be
wrong.
saved.
Oh.
I wanted and hoped him to be dead just to crush your hopes. But I mean, yeah, he's alive right there.
This is a good day. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
God. My feet are soaked, but my cuffs are bone dry. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So, the captains and stuff, and then Ukitake does a thing that is apparently the cause of his illness.
The cause and the cure, apparently.
The cause and the cure. He has the right hand of the Soul King in his body.
That's just hanging around in Soul Society elsewhere, just chilling, doing its thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I mean, at one point this says, hey, he doesn't have tuberculosis.
Okay, the way it's explained is he had tuberculosis, and then
he got
people
Soul
prayed
King
for
right hand itis.
People prayed to save him, so the Mimihagi-sama, which is, I assume that's a real thing, but no, fucking no. Basically became a symbiote inside of his body and took the place of his lungs or something.
Yeah, it became his organs.
Yeah.
Sort of. His lungs were still there, but it was just kind of eating them.
Yeah.
So it was like eating the disease, but it was also eating his lungs, which is why he still had the symptoms.
Yeah, so I guess all of those fics that have his tuberculosis getting cured is kind of retcon now. Sorry, fanfic writers.
You can't cure a god eating your internal organs, so...
Not really.
Well, I mean, you can if you put them out, take them out, but when you
die... The repeated chanting, is anyone else getting a Digimon vibe here?
Hey Digimon.
Power.
I'm getting witchcraft kind of ritual thing, well, pagan kind of thing, which this might actually be the Japanese equivalent of. I'm not sure. I don't know. I apologize if I'm getting that entirely wrong and I'm entirely off base. But this is what it feels like. It feels like a sort of religious figure that is not accepted by most people.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be a little bit disconcerting that this is happening, but...
Also explains the cause of his white hair, saying it was for my disease, which, is...
Well, we knew that.
Yeah, we knew that, but at the same time, hey, canon page reference for that.
Yeah, so praying and stuff, people are praying for him, and he was 3 when he got the illness, and then he gets saved and stuff. This is basically all of the explanation, and it's taking up most of the chapter, so I'm currently on page 14.
I love the fact that it's called The Right Hand of my Arm of the Soul King, and it's basically a fist with an eye on it.
Eyes, again. Person that mentioned eyes. Yeah.
But this is a fist. That's what makes it great.
I wanted to flip someone the middle finger with the eyes.
Yes.
Have you ever seen... No one here watches Aqua Teen Hunger Force, so...
I have seen some of it.
It reminds me of the episode where Meatwad is working at the car wash, and they're trying to get him to turn into new shapes. So one of the shapes he wants to turn it into for a new shape is just a hand flipping the middle finger to cars.
Okay, and then he coughs up blood because,
hey, guess what?
That's the thing that happens when you're dying. That's the thing that happens when you're dying. You cough up blood. Doesn't matter what it is.
It's in his lungs, though.
Yeah,
it makes sense here.
In fairness, in any anime show, if you get your legs chopped off and you're dying from blood loss because you haven't got them healed or bandaged up, you will still cough up blood. That's just how it's going to work.
Yeah. But bandages cure everything.
But the blood that comes through your mouth is the most important blood.
Yeah.
And so this whole thing turns into a really awesome sort of crazy tattoo. And he's like, yeah, I'm the right arm of the Spirit King right now.
Yeah. Actually, I just would like to go back and point out a little bit. If you're coughing up blood, that's usually not a big deal. It usually just means you've done some damage to the lining of your throat, and that's just a bit grazed, and thus blood comes up because going down is probably bad.
Yeah, but that much blood is kind of not nice to have being pushed out of your body. Yeah,
well,
that usually means you've ripped open your larynx.
Coursing blood tends to be very bad,
yes.
Oh, God.
And he gets fisted.
Dark.
And then
Take on it.
He yells and he gets fisted, and that's how it happens.
That's a yell. That's a wah.
Dark fisting.
Yeah.
I would say scream of release, but that's something else.
Okay, and now we're at the end, and it's all dark and stuff, and then we get, what's his name? The hat guy.
Shunsui.
Yeah, talking to Aizen.
Of course.
Aizen's coming back, yay!
You thought he was...
Yeah. You go, Kenji.
You thought he was done, motherfuckers? Not yet.
No one thought he was done.
I was really excited to see this, because I was like, you know what? I would like to see Aizen come back.
I would
that
too.
would make me happy.
He didn't die, and pretty much the only category of people in the series that actually die are villains, which means that they were bringing him back.
They repeatedly mentioned that he was alive. If that's not foreshadowing, I don't know what it is.
I know, but I was just waiting, and I'm glad. It's like, hey, Aizen, yay!
I hate you and everyone like you.
I'd just like to ask, who's the fan art of on the next page? The pink-haired lady?
Zero Squad members.
That's the Zero Squad lady.
Oh, Okay, I don't remember her at all.
She was the one who went all fat and then turned all like skinny or whatever or something.
And then use the trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has
Then we have
purple hair though. I thought.
It's bad fan art.
All right, sure.
I don't know. And then we have some very nice fan art of I don't even know what it is, but it's pretty cool.
It's like a Hollow Ichigo da-da-da-da-da form.
Can I get a link? Mine doesn't have fan art.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fucking...
For those of you listening, we're looking at the Eat Manga thing, so.
Yeah. That's the one we're using at the moment.
That's
So
usually our
pretty much
go-to,
always
but
use,
I'm on Manga Reader right now.
Yeah.
That's Isaac.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
That was his
Butterflies.
last form.
I forget.
His face split down the middle and just kind of peeled away.
Oh yeah.
Did you say butterflies?
Yeah, Butterflies. That's what me and my friends call them.
That's a fitting name.
That's actually pretty good. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I like good portmanteaus. It's a good one.
Me and my friends just were like, it's Butterflies or Butterflies, and that's what it became.
All right. So that was Bleach 616. Done in 10 minutes.
That was better than last week.
Which means
Uh-oh.
we get to introduce our new Reflux series that is going to replace Naruto.
I'm way too excited about this.
How are you not?
There is no level of excited that is too much for this
I've
series
been
because
excited for
it is so good.
I don't get excited about anything ever.
Okay. For the sake of enjoying the series without spoilers, this video series that we're doing right now, read the entirety of this manga right the fuck now.
Yeah, you can do it.
We originally intended to do just 2 chapters, and then none of us could stop reading. Or at
I've
least
been
the ones
keeping
who
up with
haven't
it, so I've just been waiting for you guys to read this.
I've been patient because I'm not a fucking...
I looked at this on Saturday. I intended to read 1 chapter because I do terribly if I don't read the thing in advance. And I couldn't stop. I literally could not stop reading this. It is so fucking nice
yeah.
to be able to talk about a manga that is actually good on this show.
Yeah.
Not only that, but the female characters are all great, too.
I know, they're all fantastic.
There is not a bad one. They're all good. How?
Oh, quick note, the manga thing I linked for you, I guess all websites are using the first chapter version that says individuality instead of quirk.
Shit. Oh,
yeah.
well, we're going with a terrible translation then.
It uses both. This is the translation I just read, I don't know, like an hour ago. They're pretty interchangeable. Individuality and quirks in the translation.
Okay. So, Boku no Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia. That's what we're going to call it.
My Hero Academy or something. Or Academia.
My Hero Academia. That's not the Japanese word for academy.
Yeah, My Hero Academia.
So, yeah.
It's a very good series, and we're going to start it now.
Okay. Bit of a preface on this. This is not a new mangaka. This is not his first work. He did do a series, went on for 5 volumes, I think. It was called Something Something Zoo. I've forgotten the full name.
I don't know.
Yeah. And it didn't do that well, I imagine. Explaining why it only went on for 5 volumes. But this one...
Yeah, Omagadoki Zoo.
Okay, I've been meaning to ask this for a while. How many chapters are in volumes?
It varies, usually about 7, maybe 9.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So prior to this, he didn't have a very good track record.
No, but this idea is evolved from something that was in one of his, in the last volume of that other series. And it was actually a bit different. It was a salaryman rather than a kid, and because it's Shonen Jump, they had to make it a kid in this version.
Well, yeah.
But it takes a lot of ideas and a lot of cues from Western superhero comics.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of ideas.
Outright
And
referencing them as well.
This writer has done his homework.
Yeah. And not only that, okay, so first thing about the world, there are quirks, which are abilities or superpowers, however you want to think about it.
Okay, this all gets exposited in the series, so
yeah.
I guess we should just start.
Let's just jump in. All right.
Okay. Right. I'm excited. Does it show?
Yeah.
Yes.
So glad to be doing something good for once.
You sound like you need to change your underwear, honestly.
Maybe a little bit. I haven't checked. I really wish that this would actually load the page.
That's why I loaded all, 80 pages of the first 2 chapters already.
We don't all live in Iowa.
There we go.
All right. So, first scene that we get of this story, you've got the box text saying,
Men
are not all equal at birth. And you have these 3 guys trying to bullying or teaming up on this one green-haired guy who's trying to protect this crying kid. You know, he's shaking and crying as well.
Okay, is there a way to disable the fucking...
Yeah, there's a bottom at the bottom.
Where?
It's at the bottom.
There we go, hide Tsukumi's, yeah. Because they were right in the fucking front of the dialogue box.
Yeah.
What the fuck, people?
You can move them, you know that?
Yeah, but when they just drop them right on the fucking dialogue box, what's wrong with you?
I don't even look at them.
My version doesn't even have that possibility, so I don't have to worry about it.
Alright, so...
I mean, it's good for rereading, but that's what we're doing. Yeah, we're trying to do this. Alright, so, 3 guys. One has freaking dragon wings.
Okay, I'm going to call this guy the Fat Bat from now on. He's never going to come up again, but he is the Fat Bat for all time.
The other guy has stretchy arms and extendo fingers.
Yes, thank you. And
the finger.
Forget burner finger. This is real fingers. And then we have a guy basically holding an explosion.
Yeah, okay.
I thought he was punching in his fist and it caused an explosion.
Yeah, or punching in his fist and causing an explosion.
Okay, so, top left panel, the guy shaking, that's our protagonist.
Yes.
This guy in the big splash panel that's, making the explosion, that's our rival character.
That's our Virgil.
That's our Gary Oak.
That is our Gary Oak.
Gary Oak is better. Hot-headed, kind of an asshole. It fits.
Yeah, kind of an asshole is a little bit underselling it, but yeah.
Okay, completely an asshole. Fair.
Yeah. So, our protagonist learned that not all men are created equal at age 4. And then... okay, this translation, Jesus. I knew my first and last great discouragement. Yeah.
First chapter translation is just weird all around.
Yeah, you get the feeling that this was just a guy that was translating chapters because, they were chapters in Jump. And this was a first chapter, new series of a guy that didn't have a proven track record, so it was just, I'm just going to translate this and rush it out. And they haven't gone back to fix it. They should probably go back and fix it.
Yeah.
If you guys could do that, that would be much appreciated. But, so we get pretty much a splash page of...
Hey, superheroes fighting. Yay.
Yeah.
People are just going about their lives like nothing is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Everyone has superpowers.
80% of people have superpowers.
Yep, as we learn in the next page, we find out that one person was born with superpowers and he was literally glowing.
The luminescent baby.
You know what this reminds me of? That immediately reminds me of that part in... Have you seen Sky High, the Disney movie?
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of the dude whose power is the glow in the dark.
I can glow in the dark.
He's been hyping up his power the entire movie, and they get stuck in an air vent or something like that, and then he just starts glowing. And that's his power.
It's I'm useful now.
I don't doubt that Sky High was a bit of an inspiration for this, too.
Yeah.
It being a school life thing for superheroes, but, yeah.
Yeah.
So, basically, everyone gets superpowers, and society's reaction to this is, okay, everyone just fucking go on with your daily lives. If you want to be a superhero, you can do that. If you want to be a supervillain, we're going to get the superheroes to stop you.
Yeah, and we'll pay the superheroes so they actually do their job.
Yeah, it becomes basically a public service job.
And 80% of the world basically gets some sort of unique physical constitution. Whether that's, oh, hey, I have the power to fly and shoot lasers out of my butt. Or
I have the power to grow hair on any surface.
yeah.
That's probably one, let's be real. Yeah.
Probably.
It's this series, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, and things like that will, from the second chapter on, be called quirks. They are called individualities in this one. Because
Also, little fun thing. You can notice, if you look at that bottom right panel on the, what was it, 5th page on this transition, you can see Kamen Rider and Ultraman, Superman, Spider-Man. It's great.
Yep. A lot of send-ups to famous superheroes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that one's M. Bison right there. In the right middle.
It's not.
It kind of looks like him, though.
It would be funny if it was.
Just saying.
It's kind of like the old guy from Tekken. With the
Alright.
hair. Yes.
Anyway. Go away, N.
And you have this crazy giant monster like dude with his little goatee.
Yeah, and everyone commentating on it. Yeah, it must be a really impressive individuality to be able to transform into a monster.
Yeah.
Hmm. And everyone's pretty much just pissed off that they're stopping the trains. Or
Oh,
whatever.
it's just a handbag thief acting violently now that his back's against the wall.
Yeah, it's not even a big deal that this thing is going on, which is
It's awesome.
pretty much how you'd expect things to go if everyone has superpowers, really.
If everyone's a super, then nobody's super, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the extraordinary ones are the ordinary ones.
No. The ordinary ones are just useless.
Yeah.
They are basically disabled.
Our hero,
Let's be real
everybody.
about this. Let's be real about this. If everyone has a superpower, not having one makes you the disabled.
It is.
Basically.
That you would actually be labeled as disabled.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that an interesting quirk? We, the readers, because we don't have these superpowers, are basically taking this from the perspective of the disabled.
Whoa. Who doesn't have superpowers?
The main character doesn't have a superpower when we first... Yeah.
No.
Okay, while the rest of us go from the protagonist's perspective of the guy that doesn't have superpowers, you can go with the fucking arsehole kid that wants to fuck everyone up because he's special, okay?
Alright.
You enjoy that, Ken.
Alright.
Arsehole.
I'm fucking incredible. I'm awesome.
So then we
That's
get our
superpower.
protagonist's name, Izuku Midoriya. Midoriya. I can't say it. I just call him Izuku.
You're only going to say his first name anyway.
Just call him Deku, everyone
Yeah,
else.
or Deku.
Yeah.
Izuku or Deku.
Okay, what does that translate to? Or what's the reason for that name? Or are we going to get into that later?
Deku basically means worthless.
Oh. Huh, alrighty.
Then we get
And an alternate... it basically means worthless for now. Let's just go with that.
Then we get to see Woodman. Basically Woodman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what he is.
This is
A dude made of wood.
the Kamui Wood.
It's too soon to see Kamui again. I don't want to look at that.
Show us some big moves, Woodsman.
Yeah, he's, Do we want to do the dick jokes?
No.
We could.
I feel like it's already painfully
too soon.
obvious. So,
It's the morning.
Yeah, it's morning wood, dude.
Yeah.
yes.
Now that the low-hanging fruit has been picked, can we go for the other low-hanging fruit?
Go for it.
Giantess gal with a nice ass shot when she first appears. Come on, really?
Yay!
I thought she
That
wasn't
lady.
wearing pants.
Oh, yeah, that. You're on the next page. I didn't notice.
Yeah.
That lady.
Yeah. Well, that's an opening shot, I guess.
Although
But, you know,
She's
they
my favorite
misspelled
superheroine.
So it's cannon shot or cannon canyon, as in like that's not canon.
yeah, that's the wrong spelling of canon. That's the wrong spelling of canon.
Every dude's taking pictures at the bottom right.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah,
oh,
that sounds
yep.
about right.
So, yeah. I think my lady's my favorite heroine.
I had no idea you had a giantess fetish. Yeah. This has been a very illuminating episode.
Indeed.
Yeah, so basically, after everyone got superpowers, people used them for things that real people would actually use superpowers for. They would decide to fuck shit up and steal shit and do whatever it was because they could get away with it now.
I'd be a criminal pretty much instantly, actually.
Yeah, people are assholes in general. So the government steps in and says, okay, if, people that actually have consciences would want to step up and, get paid to fight supervillains and become a superhero, cool. We'll fucking do that. We'll set that up. Yeah. And that's basically what happens.
Not everybody has pure motives,
Yeah, you can do it to get famous, you can do it to get the money. It's whatever reason you want, but, you're a superhero. It doesn't really matter anymore. You're one of the good guys, as it were.
Funny thing to note...
You get the money and then you get the women, as it were.
Funny thing to note, the author actually had originally planned for the Mount Lady character to be the main heroine, or have the main heroine have the growing power, one of the main heroines in the story at first. But then he was like, then you have to go deal with the angst of, size and everything, and it's just, I don't want to deal with that.
It was a bit too abnormal, I guess.
Weird.
Which is interesting, considering some of the other characters that get very prominent roles, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's more like...
There's a character I really want to talk about when we get to it, but
yeah.
So our protagonist is a nerdy character. Hang on. This needs, acknowledgement. Our protagonist is intelligent.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Because he doesn't have a power, he's been studying heroes and whatnot.
And he knows pretty much everything about all of them. He has an encyclopedic understanding of superheroes and superheroing.
And powers.
This is important.
We have a smart protagonist for once.
Yeah, I'm glad you took that tone about it, because I felt like you were going to cry very soon.
He's a smart protagonist, and most of the time, you'll see he solves situations with his brain.
Doesn't come up until later, but
as opposed to most other anime protagonists who solve problems with their head as well, only they do it by headbutting things.
Yeah, he actually thinks, and we'll see that later on.
Yeah. So
I hate to make a irresistible hate here, but remember when Lee took notes? Remember how that turned out? Him being one of the greatest taijutsu users ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so apparently they're all in third grade, but I assume that's they're in their third year of middle school, which is the last year of middle school in Japan.
Yeah.
And then we get a shot of this classroom.
There is a lot to see here.
Everyone's going to decide what they're going to do when they graduate. They're going to go to schools and stuff, and everyone's just like, no, we're going to be superheroes. And the teacher's like, yeah, I know.
And then you have in the back, you have...
I would like to shout out this one splash panel here for all of the interesting powers that all of these characters have.
You've got Spike Fist, Extendo Fingers, you've got... Is that ice spikes, or he just removed his eyes? And just...
He can pull his eyes out, they are stretchy on the cord.
How the fuck is that a power? Well...
I don't... Well, it's not really a power. They all have quirks, so they can do strange and unusual things. They're not always especially useful.
Well, if he can stretch those, I assume his ligaments are also really stretchy, so he essentially has the really flexible body. So he can grapple with anybody.
So he can bend into any shape.
You've got Rock Fist, you've got Tornado Hand.
Telekinesis.
Stretchy neck.
Got Kisame mouth.
Giant fat mouth. Glandular problem.
He's the blob, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Only he can return to normal, I guess.
You got somebody in the back using dark matter
to bulk up. How does it even work?
I was talking about in the back left, where that person's just like, hey, I'm holding the universe.
I'm just holding a black hole.
What the hell? Don't do that. So dark matter is really dangerous.
Oh.
Let's not end the universe in chapter 1.
But yeah, like I say, this is all pretty... There's actually a character that does black holes, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, everyone here has good quirks.
They're all interesting and unique, and this is just a shot of all throwaway characters. Not a single one of them shows up again.
Except for, like, Bakugo, just has his head down. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah, the one that's not showing off,
Yeah,
he's one of our main characters.
He kind of calls the fact that none of them are ever going to show up again in the next page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He outright calls them side characters.
Yeah.
I just not
Shut up, you secondary characters behave
except for that one girl in the back. Except for that one girl in the back that uses dark matter.
That troll face is epic.
I know.
So that's all intended to become funny.
I wanted to like him right there when I saw that troll face, but you can't.
No,
Originally, he was not going to be a jerk. He was going to be a gentle guy. And then the author was like, no, screw that.
Yeah, he was going to be a nice guy who was accidentally an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, no, guys, don't worry. I know I'm awesome, but anyone can do it. No.
But that's just like, let's just make him a straight up a-hole. And it worked.
It worked so well. I hate to bring up Naruto. I really, really do. But it's like Sasuke if the author was open about how much of a dickhole he is.
Pretty much, yeah. Just add some more passion and outgoingness, and there you go.
Or just stop trying to give people excuses to feel sorry for him. Just
that too.
Yeah. He gets one shot of characterization, and it works, by the way. It works very well, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. And this guy says, you know, shut up, you secondary characters. I'm the only one going to UA High School.
Yeah, UA High School being the premier school for superheroes.
It's the Hogwarts of the hero world.
Basically, yeah. Or at least Japanese superhero
he wants to surpass All Might, because screw you. He wants to be first.
All Might being the premier superhero of the world. Yeah. He is the American City Smash guy.
Yeah.
He is the American superhero dream.
Wait, let's hold off on that before we get to him, okay? Let's get to him first.
Yeah.
So, Dickhead is basically shitting on the protagonist for being
powerless
for a while.
Let's pick on the crippled. Yeah, okay, sure, that's a thing.
Yeah, that's basically what he's doing. This is not a likable character, and the author knows this. That's good.
He punches the dude's desk and causes an explosion just at point-blank range.
Well, I think he can blink and cause an explosion. That's kind of his thing.
It gets explained later that it's his sweat that causes explosions. So, I suppose technically bodily fluids might work, but it's not established. So, if he sweats at all, then he is super powerful. So, summer is great, winter is not so great.
Yeah. Oh, God. Any kind of that's going to be interesting when he has a relationship.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think it's, like, conscious. He has to want to do it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Probably. Again, it's not established. But, maybe.
They need to ship him with somebody who's indestructible. Izuku's like, it's not set in stone, and Bakugo's like,
I can totally do it. I always wanted to be a superhero, and I just have to try and stuff. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, and then, bad reaction to that.
The entire class hates him for it, which is just weird.
And again, I'm probably going to do this on like every other page, but this one panel at the bottom of all these shadowy figures shitting all over his hopes and dreams is a very effective panel. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. Powerful image, yeah.
Yeah. Like it's probably made more impactful because they actually look like monsters because of all their superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They look like terrifying figures. And to him they would be, because he's powerless. He could not do anything if one of them tried to actually do anything to him.
Yeah. Not just all of them together, any one of them individually decided to actually beat him up, and he'd be powerless to do anything.
Except for Eyeball Guy.
Especially Eyeball Guy. Fuck that guy.
I mean, maybe even Neck Dude could do something. I don't know.
You could do a pretty impressive headbutt with that neck.
Yeah, but you'd super telegraph it every single time.
You would turn your headbutt into a mid-range attack.
Your head's a mace now. Good luck.
Depending on how
technically it's a flail.
No. You just wear a spiky helmet, and then boom, you are a weapon.
Rocky helmet, best Pokemon item. Anyway, that reference out of the way.
His powers basically work like Luffy, though, wouldn't they? So
Probably,
he has
yeah.
potential. It's just, yeah.
So, villain dude, monster dude is basically running away.
No. That light on the top panel, where it just highlights his foot, that's important later.
Why was that important later?
Because the thing is, it'll come up, but it's important later. Remember that. His foot was highlighted. When I mentioned that he was...
Oh, yeah, I remember now, yeah. Okay, that was a weird thing, too, but we'll get that.
Thief, stop him if you can, and it's a slime monster. Looks kind of like the Cubie.
Yeah.
A little bit. Also, another important thing, the sickly guy coughing in the background. Important, keep that in mind.
Where's that?
Right for the last panel with the villain. Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah! I didn't notice that. Good catch, Slicer. That's a good one. Huh. Yeah, so... Okay.
Here we go.
There are no limits, says the villain. Yes, there is. Bad translation.
Yes, there are.
Why, you ask?
Because I'm here.
Because I'm here.
Yeah.
He talks like that. Yeah.
And everybody's like, hey, let's go and do things because we're popular. And then
Back in the classroom, yeah.
He's just like, oh, I'm looking at Yahoo News.
Yeah, and then Dickhead is a dickhead and destroys all of his notes.
No, he destroys number 13.
Oh, right. All of his notes, volume 13.
Yeah.
Sorry. He has a lot of notes. Intelligent character, seriously. I might be making fun, but no. This is such a breath of fresh air. It's...
Breath of fresh air and really impressive. Enough to fill up 13 notebooks? That's a lot.
I mean, the last time we had an intelligent protagonist was what? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Loggerhead?
Oh, rather, Full Metal Alchemist?
Was that before or after Code Geass?
It was before. And I don't count Code Geass because, one, it's an anime, it doesn't have a manga adaptation. Two, he wasn't that intelligent. He was portrayed as intelligent.
He's light levels of intelligent. That's like, he's not smart, he just sees things in the future. Preconception.
Yeah, he is bullshit smart, not actual smart.
Yeah.
So.
True. Alright, so yeah, his notes get burned.
Yeah, because...
And then thrown out the window.
Oh, thing I need to call out as well. They do a very good job of... You know how in superhero comics the characters will have names that, basically go with whatever their powers are?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time. Yeah, they do that here too. Only it's in Japanese, so you have to work out the pun.
Mm-hmm.
What was his full name? Bakugo.
So it's explosions.
Yes, Bakugo because explosion, and I forget what the other... Katsu something. Katsu is basically I think it's a detonation sound effect, or something
Katsu,
along those lines.
Yeah, Data uses that Katsu shit, so explode shit, so...
Yeah.
It's a pretty common thing as well. So they do puns like that for like most of the characters that have superpowers.
Is that explosion ignition or something like that? Translation?
Yeah, and then this is kind of scary because you see like Bakugo's got him and he's smiling. It's like, forget the idea of passing into it, you dirty nerd. And he's got his hand on Izuku's shoulder. And it starts to smoke a little bit. That's terrifying.
Yeah, again. He could do nothing about this situation.
Yeah, that's legitimately terrifying. He's like, this dude's touching me, and I could explode right now.
He does anything. He gets his arm blown off. Or worse, just outright killed.
Yeah. It is not until we talked about this that I realized how terrifying that situation would be. So, yeah. Bakugo is a dick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He could have pointed a gun at the main character and still been less intimidating than that.
Yeah, and then he basically tells him to jump off a roof.
Yeah.
In fact, he literally tells him to jump off a roof.
He does?
Yeah.
Yes.
Making the leap of
He
faith.
says, jump off a roof, and maybe you will get a superpower in the next world.
Oh.
He's basically saying, kill yourself.
And then Izuku looks around. He's kind of like angry, but then Bakugo reminds him, "Yeah, I could kill you right now.
You can't do anything." And he can't, and he realizes that. By the way, I have been in situations similar to this. Just saying. So, he's not so in a good mood, really. He gets flashbacks of his childhood.
And he's holding an All Might doll.
Yeah. How old is All Might? That's a good question. Yeah, so he's like researching superheroes even this young, and he's also like, oh, I can't wait to get my superpower. I wonder what it'll be. And that will not happen. You'd better give up. And holy crap, that panel.
Yeah. Like, they do that face on, that's his shocked or terrified or just my hopes have been destroyed face, rather. That's about it.
Soul just shattered with an audible, fast-breaking sound.
That's hilariously heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then his mom, also keep in mind, his mom's actually really thin right now.
That doesn't last.
Yeah, for her, probably because of the stress of everything involving her son. And she's able to attract small objects to her, and his dad can breathe fire, but he can't do anything.
Dude, his face. Oh my god. Oh.
But
I feel so sorry for him.
His toes are double jointed.
Okay. So here's the thing. His toes aren't double jointed.
He has 2 joints.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have 2 joints. That's the thing. Everyone that evolved to get superpowers gets a second joint in their toes, but he didn't. So he has not evolved. Thus, he does not get a superpower. He never will.
Oh my god, is that how you get superpowers? I have superpowers!
You just need to snap your toe just one extra time.
And that's why they highlighted Izuku's foot earlier.
Yeah.
His
normal feet. How dare they be normal?
Yeah. So, his superpower is having not any superpowers. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And they go home, and he's at his computer, and he's like, no, I'll still be a superhero. And maybe I could be a superhero someday. And his mom really does not help anyway at all.
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you supposed to do to help in that situation?
See, I don't believe this because there are plenty of superheroes that just rely on technology.
In our world.
Yeah.
Yeah, in our world.
He's not rich, and he's not a genius to make...
The people that use technology are the support class things, and they need to be really...
And they're not superheroes.
Yeah.
They just sell the shit so superheroes can use it.
Yeah, doesn't matter. It's still a role, and he's determined to be a superhero, so even support would be fitting for him. And as driven as he is, I think he could, put in the work and get smarter.
That's what he would have done if he got into the whole high school without a superpower or anything,
Basically, yeah. But he wanted to be a superhero, so that's what he was going for.
Yeah.
And he was determined. That was a rough page to look at again.
Yeah.
And then we have supervillain attack. Well, villain attack, I don't think it counts as...
He got attacked by slime.
Notice that he doesn't have a body, so when we first saw him, he was possessing somebody else.
No, he had an invisibility cloak.
What?
This slime thing has an invisibility cloak.
Oh, I think you're saying he's a different guy to the one that was in the first thing.
No, it's the same person, but this time he's just smoke or blob or whatever, but before, there was a body underneath it, so he was possessing somebody before.
I didn't get that. Slicer is paying a lot more attention to this chapter than I did.
Ow!
Ah!
Bless you.
Yeah. I did just read this an hour ago, so I'm picking these things up even.
Okay.
Yeah, I read this months ago, so...
Yeah. So he's attempting to possess Deku. Seriously. that name. But, yeah.
Because he's a Deku
I don't
scrub.
want to die and stuff.
But it's okay.
So,
Do not worry, kid. I'm here. By the way, again, this character design. They say this is Silver Age. This isn't Silver Age. This is Dark Age.
Yeah.
He has no eyes.
Also, before we do that, when he tries to possess him, the blob thing, possessing Deku, this is nightmare fuel. This is horrifying.
Kind of, yeah. It gets worse in the next encounter, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Again, his life is literally hell.
Because Texas Smash. That's why.
Okay. So this character design, we should probably talk about a little bit. This is a very Western character design, and it is supposed to be. He is supposed to look like a Western superhero character.
The Japanese have never been very subtle when it comes to Americans. It's always very over the top, and I like that, actually. I do.
Yeah. Okay, Western superhero, by that I mean designed how a Western artist would design one.
I love the shading on him. It's unique to him.
It is unique to him. It also makes him look like a Dark Age character, which is not ideal. Those were not good designs, but he does look very unique and interesting in this series here because it's something we won't see anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. It's a pretty cool design. His bunny ear hair is a little bit weird, but I'll ignore it because it's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, Batman has the ears and it makes him distinct, but, with a cowl, I suppose. Whatever.
Yeah, this just makes him look like a bunny, but
yeah, pretty much.
I'm okay with it.
Oh God, mate! Now I'm making Kaguya comparisons. No,
Don't do that. No.
Moving on. Product placement.
All right. Hero number 1, All-Might.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking awesome. That's basically his role, to be pretty fucking awesome, like all the time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Anyway. And then he gives him an autograph on his notes.
Yeah.
It's great.
And, basically thanks him, holding up a soda for some reason.
That has the villain in it.
Oh. Again, a thing I didn't know. I thought that was the label.
Oh, wait, what? Really?
No, see the eyes?
Yeah.
He stuffed the villain in a bottle of soda.
Oh.
That would suck.
I feel a little sorry for him.
Well, see it like this. You know how squids can kind of put a sucker to the lid and twist it off themselves? I assume he can probably do that with enough time. But
yeah, that's probably
for now, he's
unconscious
inside of that thing. So.
But yeah, that'd basically be like waking up in a coffin.
That you can see out of. But I mean, yeah, same effect.
So yeah. And Deku's like, oh shit, it's superhero, yay, it's the superhero. And
he tries to make it jump away, saying a cool one-liner.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite work out like that.
Check out my exploits on LCD TV, kid. The fuck?
LSD TV. Alright, got it. Great. Good.
Yeah, that was...
Doesn't like plasma, apparently.
Yeah.
Or any of that 3D TV shit. So.
Unless that's a channel, anyway. Like LCD is the news channel or something. Or the hero
then
news
he jumps
channel.
away, and All Might is gone. Oh, wait, no.
He grabs onto him. Oh.
They like to distort Deku's face in this so much.
Yeah, that's a face of pure, absolute desperation right there.
And terror. Like.
Yeah, that too. God, he looks like an Assassin's Creed character. It's a joke about the glitches because it was terrible.
Oh,
and all the faces looked like they'd been taken off. Just floating eyes. Yeah.
And then, some eye opening.
Just close your eyes and mouth, I'll stop. And also blood in the mouth, just saying.
Yep.
Once again, seriously, that does not indicate anything special at all. But
well, here it just indicates something is wrong with him. Internally.
Yeah. It's shorthand, and I should stop bitching about it, but
So Bakugo's all, pissed off and stuff.
Fuck that guy, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
God,
if only he didn't exist.
God, his hair looks like Gary Oaks. I'm just now realizing that.
I know, that's why I said he looked like, that's why I said he was Gary Oak. Personality and hair-wise, except way worse.
You've got to imagine there was a little bit of that character amalgamation thing going on here, the same thing that happened with Sasuke. Only this guy is Gary Oak and Sasuke combined.
Yeah. Except later on, he starts to actually get development.
He does. Which is basically what happened to Sasuke, only his was bad development.
It was development in the opposite direction we wanted.
Yeah.
Also, I think his hair is just supposed to look like an explosion. That's the point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
and even his friends are basically like, dude, fucking shut up, man. You're being an asshole.
Stop smoking as he makes explosions. Brings a whole new meaning to smoking.
Yeah.
And then it's slime time.
He was already a jerk who believed in a dream. Dude. Yeah, and slime.
Slime time.
And that's creepy.
Yeah.
Seriously,
They do a good job with the villains in this.
I'm finding it hard to believe that he doesn't notice the sounds.
Invisibility cloak.
That invisibility just means they can't see you.
Don't worry about it.
Also,
if you couldn't hear it, it'd be an inaudibility cloak.
I think the fact is it happens so fast that you can't react.
No, this is a very, very stupid translation because invisibility cloak is not what he uses to sneak up on people. It's the possession part. That's the cloak. But he becomes the cloak and he's not invisible, so it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, bad translations are bad.
Yeah.
But
this thing, I'm presuming this thing's just really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's basically taking him because he has a good quirk. That is true. That is his one... I'm not going to call it redeeming, but it's his one trait.
It's a selling point.
Yeah. All Might. Yeah. I was forced to talk...
All Might is still trying to leave, rather desperately at this point.
I was forced to land to talk to a person at the bottom of the social ladder. Well, well, whatever.
Wow, what a dick thing to say, All Might.
Yeah, and can I become a hero even without a quirk? I'm ad-libbing translations that are better.
Yeah. They keep using individuality. They start changing it up a bit as the chapters go, but for now it's individuality.
Yeah. Is it possible for a person without a quirk to become like you? No quirk?
Yeah, and then he's like, uh-oh, bad things are happening. And he starts smoking, which is a bad thing to happen. And Deku does an inner monologue. And then he looks up and realizes,
where did that shirt come from?
And now we get All Might's alternative character design, which I am such a fan of.
It is. It's pretty good.
It's so good.
It makes such a...
It looks incredibly frail, but a little bit sinister.
And also cool. Just straight up cool.
And it still looks cool. He looks just like a skinny superhero instead of just like...
And notice the hair that was up, like that, it's now down.
Yeah, it's drooping, so he basically has 90s hair with an anime mullet thing going on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am All Might, he says as his mouth starts dripping blood.
That's a thing that happens a lot. It's a running gag.
Yeah.
It's a good one. No one acknowledges it ever.
There are many people
really
who
want to tell All Might annoyed that he's coughing up blood on you. Yeah, that's going to go over well.
Yeah.
But I really do like this character design. Even the fact that the mouth just goes right the way around his face.
Yeah.
I like this. A smile that knows no fear, huh? Well, as you can see, kid, what's written on the internet is not necessarily true, you know. That's not true. The internet's always true.
So it's revealed that 5 years ago, a hero hit him and destroyed one of his lungs, or most of one of his lungs, and then all of his stomach.
Yeah, so he can't really do the superhero thing all the time anymore. He is limited to about 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
Give or take. And he hit his limit, and that's why he's changed back.
I really, really like this because it's a crippling injury that would just instantly kill anyone else. But he's so powerful that it's still crippling, but not to a greater lethal degree. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
then Deku actually figures out exactly the fight that caused it as well, just immediately.
Yeah. And he gets complimented for it. All Might's like, you know your subject well.
Yeah, that's a valid compliment. Thank you for acknowledging the fact that having intelligence and knowledge is a good thing. Happens so fucking rarely. But yeah, he can't afford to stop because he needs to be a symbol for the people, a symbol of peace.
Which is important because it's revealed that he, single-handedly curbed crime to an enormous degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I laugh, it is just to distract me from the fear that I feel and the pressure under which I watch it. Basically, the fear and pressure is just so heavy that he just has to laugh. And be like, aha, I'm All Might.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those situations where you either laugh or cry, so he chooses
That's
laugh.
basically it, yeah.
So being the number one hero kind of sucks at the same time.
I love this series. This is the first chapter, and we're getting all this depth into these characters.
Yeah.
We hit some serious shit right out of the gate.
We're not even done, either.
Yeah. Still half a chapter to go. I'm hoping we get the second one done. So, All Might basically says, no, you probably can't be a superhero. It's just not really possible. But you could be a cop, and, I know they're not as acknowledged and respected, but they should be, because they're responsible for keeping the villain and making sure they stay put.
Yeah.
By the way, this is called planting and payoff. We'll see the payoff later. He says it's not a bad thing to dream, but be careful not to obscure the facts.
Dream big, but be realistic. Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then he realizes, oops, I dropped the bottle with the villain.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. Yeah. Okay.
Incidentally, I believe Bakugo earlier, he kicked that bottle with the villain in it.
Oh, yeah, he did. He fucking kicked it and explode. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Right, so Bakugo's a moron.
Oh, yeah.
And no one will ever know that's why it happened. But... Well, he's not a moron, but he's just a dick. I mean, who kicks trash? Just pick it up and put it in a bin.
You can't...
Be conscientious.
I'm on the page now. You can't see it because it's mostly off screen. But yeah, he does kick something.
And Deku's basically reminiscing on all the heroes that he can't be. Oh wait, no he isn't. I'm mistaken. This is, it's hard to see because it's small, because it's a double page. So the villain is basically on a rampage again, because, that's apparently what this villain does. And he's taking someone over, and the crowd's like, hey, go heroes and stuff, save him and stuff. And then all of the heroes are like, no, sorry, I can't.
That lady can't fit in there if there's 2 lanes of traffic. Oh.
A giantess can't get to the place because she's too big, and people are taking pictures of her again. Wood guy is already capturing people. The next guy putting out a fire, and the third guy and fourth guy are doing something else, like keeping people from being crushed by rubble, I think.
Yeah, so basically all of the superheroes are occupied by other things, and they just can't do anything right now. They understand that someone has to do something, but they can't. They need someone else to show up so they can help.
Also, to explain the Mud Guy's motivation here, I think getting away was the goal at first, and then, he just took over somebody that can cause explosions with his sweat. What else do you do but cause more explosions?
Yeah. So now we have All Might showing up and realizing, oh shit, I can't do anything because I don't have any superpowers anymore. I've run out of time.
Yeah.
And this is entirely my fault because I got stuck with a fan. Ish.
Yeah, he also realized he dropped the bottle, but more so here.
And then we have Deku looking at his notes all morosely because they got burned up and stuff.
Which they're not... I mean, they're singed, but they're not really blown up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They'd probably still be readable, at least the ground middle.
And then he spots the crowd of people. And figures out that, hey, the villain's there. That All Might captured. And then figures out a really bad thing.
Somebody's caught, and that's really bad. And I don't know who it is, but we need somebody to come and help.
Yeah, and then he finds out who it is. And holy shit, by the way, I'm on page fucking 41.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That is a horrifying panel right there at the top right.
Yeah.
And Izuku's first reaction is to run towards this.
Yeah, if I saw that face, I would think, holy shit, someone needs to do something. That's the kind of thing that says to me.
Also, I want to say there's a hero there, so he should do something, but without him there, the crowd would be in very danger. So, the only reason the villain isn't attacking the crowd is because the hero is there in the way.
Yeah. And then Deku runs forward, because he's a hero. He is legitimately a hero, not the superheroes that do it for money or for fame or for,
the Captain America style
guys.
He doesn't.
Yeah, he is the guy that will jump in even when he can't do anything. He will do something because someone has to. Which is a good basis for this kind of character.
Oh yeah.
Just want to say.
Mm.
In a setting where everyone can be a hero, it's nice to find someone that wants to be a hero. Because that's probably somewhat rare.
Yeah, and then he's running towards it, like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? Why am I doing this? And then he remembers his notes.
Because he took notes on everything. Every
Page 25.
Best clue where injury is, and he throws something at it, distract him.
Yeah. Not a bad first gambit.
Yeah.
What?
And basically he has no second gambit.
His second gambit is fly by the seat of his pants, pretty much.
Yeah.
While trying, because that's kind of...
Bakugo is kind of a dick and says, why are you helping me? Because you're fucking useless, worthless piece of crap. And Deku's like, because you wanted help.
It was pretty clear from that expression you need help.
Yeah. Again, that was horrifying.
Yeah.
And All Might's reaction is, holy shit, basically.
And then Detroit
the teeth.
smash.
What the fuck with the teeth? Look at the fucking teeth.
Yeah.
They're sort of jutting out from his face.
Sort of. Yeah. I get the impression he consumes the people he's overshadowing, so that's kind of what's happening. He's just eating
I meant the All Might panel.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's a stylistic choice.
It looks more like a mouth guard than it does teeth.
Artistic style, I guess. Yeah, that's what I get.
Yeah.
And
move tick. I don't get
what this act does though is it forces All Might to actually, despite the pain and despite his inability to use it, to just push himself further to use his quirk.
Okay, so you have managed to persuade me that my morals are not there just for me to just listen. To me, it's saying that I do not set an example.
Detroit Smash.
The professionals put their lives all the time in the game. Bad translation.
A little bit, yeah. It's English.
Detroit Smash. And we get the first of these smashes that happen.
Well, we had Texas Smash.
Pretty... What did we?
Yeah, we already had Texas Smash. This is a Detroit Smash.
I must have accidentally skipped that page.
What does Detroit
do they have any difference?
This is the first Detroit Smash.
What does Detroit Smash do? Ruin your city's economy?
Basically. It's like his,
hundreds of thousands are unemployed.
I think it's like his most powerful smash.
The smash that can wreck an entire city's economy in one move. That's a very powerful attack.
He turned this dude into rain.
Basically, yeah. You can see his eye in one of the pieces.
Is it chocolate rain?
I hope not.
No, it's purple.
Don't eat it.
It's purple rain. Also, it's Detroit Smash.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he said smash twice, but
because the translator is a dumbass.
A bit.
Well, the translator was lazy. And then everything's okay and stuff.
Okay.
Yay.
And everyone was complimenting the dude that got possessed because his explosions were awesome.
Yeah.
And everybody was scolding Izuku because he got himself in danger.
Yeah, and thankfully, Bakugo also realizes how much bullshit this is.
Yeah. There's a scene in Ippo where the previous bullies admit that he was awesome, and they can't really apologize, so they just say they'll support him. Which, this is not what happens here, but it's close.
No, it's not. It's, at this point, he doesn't even get respect for him.
No.
So.
It's just, I'll stop picking on you, essentially.
I owe you, maybe, but don't think I'll apologize.
Fucking nerd.
Quote.
And then All Might. I'm here!
Out of nowhere.
That's kind of
literally out of nowhere. I assume he just came out of that side street that he's walking past.
Yeah.
Hey, cough.
I also assume he slid into the fucking view.
Of course he
based
did.
on how he's
Kill a
standing.
Kill style slide? Yeah.
Yeah. And hero poses. Sort of.
Interrupted mid-pose by hacking up blood, and then losing all of his muscles. That's what he does.
So All Might is saying, yeah, your story really touched me. You were actually kind of, inspirational there. You're kind of awesome. And it's like, you're the only person, you're a shy person without a quirk, you just ran up and, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so he has a proposal.
And All Might says the words that Izuku's always wanted to hear his entire life. You can become a hero.
Yeah.
Being told by everyone the exact opposite, and then being told by the greatest hero on the planet. That's a powerful moment.
So let's go straight into the next chapter, because we have to do this.
How many chapters can we get? We can probably get another one at the very least. We're at an hour and 8.
Yeah.
Only one more, but we can start next week. Just a week.
Yeah.
2 or 3 a week, probably. As many as we can get done. Just so we can catch up and do this weekly again. So, Chapter 2. We're still basically in the intro, and we get a nice full page of artwork with an explosion and All Might flying out of it in almost red, white, and blue. There's some yellow in there, but...
Yeah, and gold, for his hair.
You gotta change it up to, go with his hair, pretty much. Plus, if it was just red, white, and blue, you'd probably have issues with, the whole Captain America theme.
Yeah.
Number 1 hero, All Might, age and quirk of individuality unknown.
Thank God they changed it finally. Alright. Gallantly he entered the world of heroes and earned prestige just as solid and immovable as he himself. Following his arrival onto the scene, the once grave rate at which new villains appeared began to dwindle year by year, and so his very existence became a mighty deterrent. Both in name and in reality, he became the man known as a symbol of peace.
That's the man who told me you can become a hero. Him, to me, yeah!
God damn it. oh, I gave it a cool voice and everything, and then...
Well, that's exactly the kind of disparity there is. I mean...
Yeah,
if he wasn't so shocked into happy tears, he'd be fanboying out.
He's squee kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we get tears of joy, remembering everyone saying he couldn't be, including his mum.
That neck is long.
That neck.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking Christ.
They just want. I think it was like, I want his head to appear on the top panel. The way his body's on the lower panel.
Yeah.
Let's not worry about it.
We wanted this panel arrangement, but it didn't. It's a bit.
It's hilarious. I don't care.
They're not exaggerating his proportions, though. He really does have a neck that long.
It's just typically his head's down.
Jesus Christ. It's even worse on the next page.
It's because normally that neck would just be one thick log of muscle.
That's true, yeah.
And the muscle around your shoulders would make up for it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has basically no muscle, and all of his bones are sort of sagging and everything, so... Yeah.
And here's what he says. You're the one who's worthy to inherit my strength.
Okay, so... it's just a suggestion for now. Yeah, because your true test is coming. And blood out of the mouth again, because...
It's a gag.
It looks really bad this time, I mean, seriously. It's like he's not even surprised or stopping his speech because of it, he's just going.
He is.
He's so used to it now, he's just fucking go with it.
He's lived with it for 5 years, so, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you have to absorb my power. Suck my quirk. Yeah.
That's fucking Vodafone, I don't care. Sorry, I'm waiting for a call. So, it's whether or not you'll be able to absorb my power. Yeah.
Not the greatest line, or framing of the line, but, it's appropriate.
Yeah, so, according to the media, his quirk is just basically super strength or something like it. Only that's not entirely true. And he wasn't actually a natural-born hero. He was not born with a quirk. He inherited it just like he intends for Deku to inherit it.
Yeah.
Describing it as a sacred torch of legend, comparing it to the Olympic torch, basically.
It gets passed from one person to the next.
A comparison that they keep bringing up and keeps being accurate.
Yes, it is a very appropriate metaphor. It works on multiple levels. So, basically, Deku is super analyzing because he's a fucking nerd.
He's a fucking nerd, quote.
Yeah, basically. So, he's basically saying, yeah, maybe, okay, maybe. He doesn't tell lies. It's the power to transfer power. And the name of that vaunted ability to which I've been entrusted is none other than One for All.
I'm calling it right now, and I've heard it called before, but the final villain has to have the power All for One.
All for One, yeah.
Yeah.
That absolutely makes sense.
That's either going to be the ultimate rival or the final villain. Or just a really powerful villain, but yeah.
It is going to be someone that can just absorb everyone else's quirks, basically.
Yeah.
And he'll be immune. Because he has that one, the opposite of it.
Yeah, it is one that is not genetically tied to him, so it can't be stolen the same way everyone else's can, which makes sense.
Just because
and it's not a bad plot, it's just a bit too predictable, that's the problem.
It's predictable, but at the same time, if it doesn't happen, I'm still fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, someone got this quirk ages and ages ago. It was powerful then, and every time it gets passed down, people add their own strength to it, and it just burns brighter.
Yes, so it's basically the culmination of everybody's strength. So when you first got it...
Every time it gets passed down, it ends up being stronger than the last.
Yeah, so when you first got it, it was really weak.
It's very difficult to pass on, because you need a better and better vessel for it.
This means that currently Deku, when he gets this power, would have the potential to be far stronger than All Might. Basically double All Might's strength at least.
Double might be pushing it, but yes, he would inevitably be stronger if he gets it.
This is also why All Might has to revert to this emaciated form. His body cannot handle it with his injuries.
He is no longer a suitable vessel. And then he basically says, hey, do you want it? It's your choice.
Pretty much.
Yes, please, that's his answer.
Instant one, too.
Fucking Japan. Oh, I love how super polite Japan is. It's great.
Yeah.
Rascal.
Finish training.
Yeah. Training. Okay, we get training from hell montage. Because,
Sort of.
that's the kind of thing you have to do in this situation.
And I'm
training from hell.
I'm glad they don't spend way too much time on it. Because I feel like you get to the point where if they spent like 10 chapters on this, you just get real tired of it real quick.
Yeah. So we get establishment of what the training is.
Yeah.
And we get All Might being a dick. Hey! This fridge makes a fine seat.
He's sitting on the thing the guy's trying to pull.
I sure am glad you haven't been able to budget. I'm getting awfully comfy up here.
Apparently he weighs 255 kilograms. That's a ton.
Yeah, he's lost some weight, apparently. Do you like my figure?
The hero knows exactly how much that guy weighs. Or at least the official records state how heavy he is. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so basically the plan is for Deku to move all of the garbage on a beachfront because, well, one, it's good muscle training because all that shit is super fucking heavy.
It's a heroic thing to do.
Trust me, I know. I had to move a fucking freezer. It's fucking off. But also because, it's hero stuff is, rescuing people and stopping supervillains, but you can't ignore the small stuff like cleaning up, like, environmental cleaning and stuff, saving whales and all that shit. It's not wrong.
How is he cleaning this? Where is he moving the garbage anyway? I never got that.
Good question.
I don't know.
Anyway, the third reason is because, well, if Deku actually tried to take the power now, he would explode.
Yeah.
He would literally explode. He's not strong enough to be a decent vessel. Yeah. So they're cutting corners trying to make him good enough, barely, before the exam to get into superhero high school. I suppose we should start calling it Hero Academia for the sake of whatever. But yeah.
The young crop of heroes these days are obsessed with flashiness, but the hero game ought to be a labor of love.
Aw. Getting sentimental.
Let's resuscitate this place's horizon. It's pretty gothic. Resuscitate. Whatever. It's like, I always see the sea, and then it's just...
Yeah. So basically, let's clean up this shit.
Yeah. It's like...
I think they misused the term alma mater. That's the school that you went to, not the school that you're going to.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, it's
Wait. Yeah, Deku's saying that. He's saying he wants to go to that school.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Since All Might is...
Because it's where All Might went to.
Yeah.
So basically, he has 10 minutes. He has 10 months to not suck as much as possible. Limit.
Yeah.
But they do it in sports manga in like 2 months, so sure, why not?
I love this. I got you covered. This is a plan I've drafted. It's called the Aim to Pass American Dream Plan.
That's a great plan name.
I like that plan.
Yeah.
I don't care what's in it.
Okay, so apparently the plan is for Deku to get married and have 2 kids. And a steady job.
What?
Yes.
Kind of contradictory to the superhero life, but whatever.
Superhero life is the American dream. It's the real one.
I thought the American dream was finding your own place and, I don't know.
No, the American dream. The American dream is getting enough money that you never have to listen to anyone else ever again. That's the American dream. Okay.
That's success.
Yeah.
It's a success plan.
So, there's a plan in place. Even All Might takes notes sometimes. Yeah. So, a lot of heavy lifting and stuff, and then we get a montage. I really wish I could put in the fucking montage song from South Park. I might end up doing that. I won't do that. It takes too long. We need a montage.
It's best to listen to this. It's best to read this while listening to Eye of the Tiger.
I actually did look up the YouTube video for We Need a Montage.
Yeah.
And yeah, I listened to that while I was reading the section.
Yeah.
Not even joking.
You could listen to Eye of the Tiger or The Limit while you're reading this chapter.
Yeah.
It depends on how seriously you're taking
it. A little room and need a montage.
Montage. Yeah. I like that.
Sports training montage. Anyway, so school's happening, and Deku basically doesn't care because, he's a smart guy. He doesn't need all the shit. And then montage, and montage, and...
The teacher has power.
Everyone has power, that's the setting.
Also, the teacher's a dick.
Everyone's a dick, that's also the setting. No, it isn't. But, So, blood from the mouth again. Deku passes out, and All Might is pissed because, he's not following the plan. And... yeah... Basically, Deku was training too much because he wanted it too bad. Yeah.
Which, it's a danger when working physically like that.
Yeah. Literally called overwork, and they call it out here. Yeah. So, I guess even training from hell can go too far sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, but they skip the most important part of overworking yourself, the part where you physically throw up.
They did skip that bit. No, All Might did that. That was fine.
Yeah, doesn't count.
All Might's got his back. Don't worry about it. He can do the throwing up for both of them. Yeah. So basically, the moral of this is listen to your fucking trainer, because they know what they're doing.
It is good counter with if I don't work a dozen times harder than everyone else, I'll stumble and fail, because that's what he's been told his entire life, is he's going to fail. So he has to work hard. And that's this is a really great character, because he's experienced being on the bottom so long that he wants more than anyone else to just actually succeed at something.
He doesn't want to just succeed, he wants to be at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the montage is done. It is the day of the exam, and all of that shit has been moved basically into a pile further down the beach. That's exactly what happened.
What I understand, there were 3 piles, and he made 1 pile out of it. So, it's more clean, I guess, but, yeah.
You could technically call that a monument at this point.
Yeah.
A monument to you're awesome for moving all that shit into 1 pile. Way to go. I'm down.
Yeah. Get a hero pose shot from Deku for once.
Yeah.
That would be
ripped.
That would be the crescendo of the montage music.
Yeah.
He basically actually went further than All Might intended, so, badass and stuff. And then even All Might turns into badass All Might because it is awesome, I guess.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. I can't wait to see what voice actor they get for the anime.
Yeah.
I really hope they do it justice.
Who do you want?
There's no way this is not going to get an anime.
Hold on. From the voices that you know of, who do you actually want?
English voices, it would have to be... I imagine they'd have to do, double cast this. Have someone be the shrimpy one and have someone be the badass one.
Yeah.
The badass one would have to be the guy that voiced Armstrong. It'd have to,
yeah.
It'd have to.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The shrimpy guy... That's a tougher call.
Because he'd need to sound like that, only weaker.
Just like a raspier, kind of just, that's all you gotta do.
it might even be the same person if they can pull it off.
Yeah.
I mean, that Armstrong voice is embellished, so probably his normal voice could work for the shrimpy version.
Yeah, it could work. I don't think they could get a second person that could match that voice and make it sound realistic. It'd sound like two different people. Anyway. So, yay. Did all the stuff, and...
Just a phone picture of himself.
Of how pathetic he was, he was crying. Oh, Might's a dick.
A bit, yeah.
That's a good kind of being a dick, though. I like that.
Yeah, it's, you were so pathetic, now look at you.
When you're the person doing that, you don't see the improvement yourself. So it's good to have somebody remind you the difference there.
Okay, now here's the thing about this character design that I don't like. One, he looks 10. No, that's just it. He looks like he's 10, not 15.
With a limp. He's supposed to be like small.
He's always looked young, though. Like,
yeah, but now he's ripped as fuck, so now he just looks like a really ripped 10-year-old.
That's good. It would suck if he ended up looking 20 all of a sudden.
I don't know,
His face probably should have changed at least a little bit.
Yeah, get a bit more definition, you know, get rid of the baby fat a little bit. But,
The point is, it's like, he's changed. It's only been a year. Come on.
Well, a little less than a year, but yeah.
I would rather him still look somewhat the same, rather than all of a sudden, oh my gosh, he looks like all of a sudden now he's 5 years older.
Yeah, I imagine in the time skip they're going to sharpen up his features a bit.
Yeah.
Probably. But yeah. And Deku still feels like he cheated.
I don't know how to feel about that. After all that work, 10 months of solid work like that?
Yeah. Cheated might be a bit of a poor translation.
I think
maybe
it feels like
a
dream might have been a better one.
It's like, okay, I now have a power that's the strongest of all of them, even though I didn't have a power to begin with. It kind of feels kind of cheap. Like,
yeah, it feels like I didn't earn it.
Yeah, but then, you know, All Might reassures him with, you worked really hard for this.
Yeah. It's good that he still understands scale. Being, you know, superhero that can do pretty much anything. And then you got this little shrimp that, I mean, All Might could throw that freezer, like, off into the horizon if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he still realizes that's fucking hardcore for a little 10-year-old looking dude.
Yeah. And, All Might hands him a hair.
That's from his head, right?
Yes, that's from his head. That's from his head.
Now, his pubic hair is 3 feet long.
It's All Might, dude. You don't know.
It's a good point.
See, hair is a good sign of masculinity, so it could be. I mean, I have a lot of hair on my body.
Sure. Yeah, that was a bit much.
So clearly, I am the manliest person in this podcast.
Sure you are.
Alright, so are we going to do the third chapter or not? We're closing on an hour and a half.
We're running a bit long, so we'll save it for next time.
Must we?
Yes. Look, we will be doing this all day if we do this.
I know, wouldn't it be great?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But I still insist that everyone go and fucking read the whole thing so you don't get spoiled. Because I'm holding myself back for you guys, because I'm nice like that.
We'll try to take it one page at a time, but once things actually get going, we make no promises we won't make references to future events.
Alright, I need to find the previous episode. Please load. There we go. Bleach 615 and all that stuff. Right. So, questions from last week was, what chapter will Bleach end on, and what is the favorite moment in the entirety of Naruto? So, Stevens said, for Bleach, it will end on chapter 675. It will have at least 650 chapters, and it might be possible that the author will try to drag it out to around 700 chapters just to compete with Naruto. Thus, something in the middle. Naruto, his favorite moment would be Naruto versus Gaara, because Gamabunta, basically.
That's why? Whatever.
Yeah, his first real hero moment. Broke through his limits and took on a threat all by himself. And beat down a fellow Jinchuriki, so that's fair. First time where he really pulled things out on his own.
I suppose the bridge would also count, but that was almost entirely on Kurama, as opposed to the Gaara fight, which was, he gets a power boost, but it's still him.
On his own, I mean on his own.
Yeah.
No one else helped him in that fight. Whereas for the wave arc, it was Sasuke and it was Kakashi. That's all. No one else helped at all. Just saying. So, yeah. First real standout moment for himself, and not for Team 7. Wheatley humps you. As a woman, hey, you have one more female than you thought. Yay, thanks. Much appreciated. I can, well, is that offensive? I don't fucking know. Sorry, if it is, I guess. I can contest that most of the females in the fandom cringed, or at least should have, when Sakura tried to act like she was an icon for stronger women. Good to know. That was hated all over. Good. It deserved to be. No more dead baby jokes. Those are terrible.
See, I said that, and he kept doing it.
Ken's got nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Favorite moment?
I'm not going to apologize for my dead baby jokes.
I was expecting you to make another one, to be honest. Gaara versus Naruto again. Nothing beats that. Although Naruto shoving a Rasengan in Kabuto's gut was satisfying as well. I mean, it was the first Rasengan he had ever used, so there was some novelty to that. Remember when there was novelty to that? I don't.
Yeah.
Sleeping Meerkat. Bleach will end at 7:01, just as a middle finger to Naruto.
Yeah.
No, it won't. The Jump editors will have gotten sick of that shit long before then. If he tries to go that long, they will stop him. Favorite moment would be the pain fight. That's interesting.
Alright.
Seems like it could have ended at that, or at least redeemed itself. And he cares more about fanfiction than he does about the actual canon work. Which, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just, yeah. Ghost. Numbers. How did it go from dead baby jokes to necrophilia and finally attacks named after US states? Because Hero Academia is awesome.
Yeah.
I have to love when Zero has outbursts like that. He's going time-based. He was writing this comment in real time, I think. Mm-hmm. Fate Zero parody, Caster performed a mana transfer ritual with Ryunosuke. I don't know what that's referring to. And, yeah, you need to clarify this stuff. You're just going to write the comment as you're listening, because we won't remember. It's been a week. Favorite moment in Naruto is the first fight between Naruto and Sasuke at the Valley of the End.
Alright, sure. I can believe that.
Yeah. It was kind of building up to that, and it was a good payoff. And it ended probably as it should have. And then that stopped happening after that. So, saddest look on their faces as they realize that they have become monsters really made that scene beautiful in his eyes. Maybe stretching it, but okay. I haven't read it, so I don't know. Bleach will end at 669, because he fucked us real good.
That's an acceptable answer.
So what's the 6 doing in that situation exactly?
Watching? Waiting. It's... yeah. It's Aizen.
Dude, what? I don't need to think about him when that... Lockman776 says, basically about us talking about Kaguya? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. No one could say no to her, basically. And she was basically like a Greek god like that.
Fair enough.
She could do whoever she wants. Slicer knows what babies want.
What?
I need context.
Slicer said a baby's dream in the gigantic...
A world made of boobs, that's what it
was. Oh,
was.
yeah, alright.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
You don't know that.
All I think about is eating, sleeping, and pooping. So, I mean, yeah.
And the pooping thing they can do anywhere. They don't need anything for that.
Wow, this is a weird mental image I'm making. Alright, moving on.
The reaction to his comment, mwahahahahaha, cough, cough, cough. Bleach will end on 6969. You just commented a horror story to us.
Pretty much.
Hang on. I need to work something out real quick. Where's my calculator? Open my calculator.
What chapter are we on right now?
600.
Divided by, let's say 600. Bleach is going to go on for 11 times longer than it already has.
What?
That's what
6969 would be.
Oh. 6,000. Okay, I thought he said 696.
Nope, 6969. Ugh. So bad I completely ignored the innuendo that someone else had already made. Seth7. In comparison to other heroes, shonen or comic, how would characters from Naruto rate?
In terms of what? Strength? Likability?
I imagine strength, but there's a hell of a scale going on in Naruto and in everything else, so we would need a bit more elaboration.
In terms of character depth, though, that's an easy question.
Yeah, it's like right at the bottom.
My friend likes to go on and on about how the characters of Naruto are really fast, and it's just, the manga slows them down so we can see them, but, you know. So that, they are stronger on the scale, if you factor that in, but they're pretty low, I suppose.
They're faster on the scale. If you were to go just DC, just on the face of it, probably not that high.
Because DC's just, hey, guess what? You're now God. You're God. You get to be God, too.
Yeah. In fact, that's actually a thing that happens with the whole new gods and all that stuff. Yeah. Also, power rings.
Yeah.
Hokkaido Master, I think. In order to do the Moon's Eye plan, he needed to be alive and stuff. I don't care. It was terrible. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. It was terrible. It was really terrible.
Yeah.
Anko. Apparently taking time from her busy schedule at TNI to comment, I guess, is the idea. For the Bleach question, it will last one chapter more than Naruto.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Another vote for 701.
Yeah, it won't happen. Again, either the Jump editors would stop him, or someone would put a bullet in him.
You need to be put down for the greater good.
His editor's just like, no, stop. I've got a gun. Put your team away.
Put them away? What the fuck?
They don't need to write anymore. They don't need to draw anymore.
But people want it. They need it.
They don't want it or need it.
Being in last place for the past 20 weeks.
But I've got like 50.
Stop.
I've got like 50 more characters I haven't used yet.
Or killed.
No one cares. Oh. Okay, favorite moment would be the Sasuke Itachi fight because of how it was done in the video game. It was okay. Naruto putting a Rasengan through Kabuto is good because fuck Kabuto. Neil says Bleach chapter 699 to anger all the people who like a rounded off number for the series to end on. The epilogue would be Chapter 699 and a movie, which will show what happened after the Chapter 698 and 699, which will show us how, after the story ended, Ichigo still couldn't notice Orihime.
Yeah.
I was going to say, do you think anyone would really fund a Bleach movie? And then I realized that the anime is still running, despite being cancelled. So, yeah. I guess maybe.
I don't know. Somebody might fund it just so it's over.
Yeah, but I feel like if they did do a film, then the guy would do a sequel hook or something.
Probably.
No one wants that. For Naruto, favorite moment was the pain fight where... Oh, after the pain fight, sorry. Where Naruto confronts Nagato and Konan. Then when Nagato dies, Konan collects the body and goes off. Thought it would have been a perfect point to end the story. It wouldn't have been bad. A lot of questions unanswered, but it wouldn't have been bad. Would have been a lot better than what we got. Fastest dismissals of the Bleach chapter? Yeah, obviously. Then nothing happened. The dead baby jokes kept it interesting to listen to 2 times. What the fuck?
You're welcome, America and the world.
I don't think anyone actually thanked you, Ken, but okay. Alright, so questions, our answers. What were our answers? Bleach will end on... I forget what I said. I know we actually answered it last time. I think I went with something like 640, maybe? Somewhere around there.
I don't know. I'm going with 701 either way.
I don't know. I don't care. I'm just reading it because it's the thing.
I'm just saying at least 700. I'm saying 700 though. Just
yeah.
If he's going to at least match Naruto, if not try to go a little bit past. He's going to try at the very least. Whether or not he makes it there before it gets cancelled.
Say 617.
617?
Good. Someone has the right idea and is hoping the series will end in the next chapter.
Well, no. I need it to end on 618 because it's perfect that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 618. Yes! Kenji's chapter.
You better hope it's a good one.
You better hope it's a good one.
It'll be a great one because it'll end on... Oh, damn it. You want the next one to be good? We'll see. 618 is a great number. We'll see. It'll be great. You'll see.
Okay. So, what's our answers for Naruto? Best moment?
The pilot.
What, the first episode?
The one-shot pilot.
Oh, that. Okay.
Based on... I don't know.
Yeah. Anyone else want to answer?
What was the question?
Best moment in Naruto.
Double meteors. It's easy.
Well, that's a good one, yes.
It's funny, but for me, despite all the things that happen with the double meteors, the pain fight, despite all of that, there is only really one moment which stands up for me when I was like, I really wanted to see this, and I really liked it a lot, and that was the Lee and Gaara fight.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I can believe that. It's a good one.
I mean, it was kind of a shame that Lee was built up so strong throughout the Chunin exam just to get fed to Guard and build him up even more.
But at the same time,
was that really being fed, though? I mean, that was a pretty awesome fight.
It was a pretty awesome fight. It was up until that point, I'd say that was by far like one of the best fights they had at that point.
It was the only reason Lee existed, to be fed to Gar, because he did nothing afterwards.
A bit, yeah. He was pretty on the sidelines.
Until he got his own side story thing.
Well, the people love Rock Lee. I love Rock Lee. Don't you love Rock Lee?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about him. I could take or leave him.
Another character that did basically nothing, or wasn't allowed to, rather, was Shino, and I liked his fight in the Chunin exams because the guy just blew his own arms off. All because Shino just danced circles around him, essentially. So that was a cool moment. I don't know if it's coolest, but it's one I like.
Okay. Mine would probably be right after the 5 Kage Summit stuff happens. I think. I'm not entirely sure when it happens, but Naruto meets Gaara and the other siblings, and Gaara basically tells Naruto to get his head out of his ass.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Because you have Gaara being awesome, and Naruto getting told stuff he should realize himself. Someone trying to do therapy on Naruto.
Yeah.
It's a shame it didn't work, but it was a valiant attempt by one of my favorite characters ever. Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
Yeah. I wish he was allowed to get smarter, but Naruto was from an age where it wasn't, it shouldn't happen, or not supposed to anyway.
No, we have to copy Dragon Ball exactly. Our hero has to be a dumbass.
Again, another reason why Boku no Hero is so great.
Yeah.
Hero Academia. Stop using the Japanese name just for the sake of it.
I'm sorry, that's the way I've heard it referred to a lot.
It's even referred to in the manga as My Hero Academia.
I'm sorry, Boku no Hero is just my first way to refer to it as.
Anyway. So yeah, that's our questions answered and stuff. We need a question for Bleach. I'm not sure we'll do one for Hero Academia until we catch up.
Yeah. Alright, so, for Bleach, I really want to know, if the right hand is an ukitake, where's the left?
In burner finger, just waiting to come out for that burner finger.
Oh, don't answer the questions for the audience.
Come on, I had to. It was like right
Where's
there.
the left hand? What's it doing? What's it touching? You figure it out. Is it in somebody? I don't know.
It's in Ruki again, just to...
Yeah, probably.
Because
don't answer the question.
Ken did, I gave up.
Oh, damn it, it's an Orihime, isn't it? That's why her powers are so broken.
Oh, come on.
Oh, god damn it, you came up with a realistic answer.
Alright, so you guys, you figured that out. If there even is a left hand. Maybe he's one-armed Soul King.
Oh, I had an idea that might be a real answer.
Well, save it. Let's have him answer.
Write it down.
Tell you what, let's just answer it and then the audience can pick the one that they like best.
Whatever.
Sure.
That way we don't have to deal with it next week. We get more time to do Hero Academia.
Sure.
I think it's the Hogeku.
Huh. Alright, yeah, sure.
See, I thought that, but I didn't say it. Because... I don't...
Just like the altar was the right hand, the left hand has either been turned into the Hogoku or was from the beginning. Alright.
Yeah. It'd be a terrible twist, but it'd be a twist.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I think it's the right idea, to be honest. Or there isn't one, but, you know, that'd be boring. I guess that's it for this episode. We're ending at 1:48. Oh, we could have done more here. We probably wouldn't finish the chapter within the 2 hours limit.
Yeah, probably. Give me a question.
We're not doing one until we caught up. Because we don't know who's at what point in the series and stuff. We don't want to spoil things, and we would very much appreciate it, commenters. I know you're all awesome, so you're going to, you know, bear with me on this, but if you could not spoil things in the comments for people that haven't read it yet.
Well, I
appreciate it.
I have one, actually, that can fit for just what we've done so far.
Okay. You're cutting into Hero Academia time, dude.
Yeah.
But okay.
Whatever.
I already read it.
Anyway, what's the most appealing superpower you've seen so far in the first 2 chapters?
Okay, sure. I need to open a document. Bleach was Where is the right hand?
Left hand.
Left hand. Shish. Academia is favorite power shown so far. Yeah. So not the ones that come later, because again, don't spoil if you can avoid it. Very much appreciated. Be accommodating people that haven't read the entire thing for whatever stupid excuse that they have for not reading the entire thing. Really, go and read the whole thing. It's worth it. It's so good.
I didn't know about it until we mentioned it, so I mean, it might be somewhere.
So, I guess that's it for this episode of Manga Reflux. Thank you for listening. And we'll be back next week with Bleach 6-1, whatever the fuck number one.
618. How could you forget?
Is it? I thought we were on 616, so we haven't done 617 yet.
We're on 616.
Oh.
Okay, so it's 617 next week.
Fuck
Ken.
it.
Stop jumping the gun.
Shut up.
Yeah, so we'll be back with 617 next week, and with Hero Academia, let's say 3 through 5, because I think we can do that many.
You want to do that, man. You want to do more,
right.
Actually.
Well, that'd be the same number of pages, because it's like, the first chapter was 50-something pages.
Yeah.
It's like, we could do 3. So 3 through 5. Okay. Thanks for listening.
Later.
Later.
See you.